Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. So guys, in this video we will have our discussion on this upcoming transition of the planet Rahu when on Feb 25th it's going to be transiting in the Purvabhadrapada Nakshatra. So guys, definitely we all are awaiting for Rahu to enter in the Aquarius sign, and just because Purvabhadrapada can be seen as the juncture between these two zodiac signs, because it resides within in between Aquarius and Pisces, like from 20 degree of the Aquarius till 3 degree 20 minutes of the Pisces is the region of the Purvabhadrapada. So in a way this is going to be somehow indirect entry of the Rahu in the Aquarius sign only. Like a lot of my friends and all, especially from the astrology circles, they have already been talking about, hey Nipun, I'm observing the results in the lives of all of my clients. Rahu has already started giving results of Aquarius. So this could be a formal mark for that. So guys, we will have our discussion on that. And like the way guys, I always say this thing, if you actually have to understand the functioning of any planet within any zodiac sign over there, the spark, the motivation generally comes from the nakshatra. And beyond any doubt, Purvabhadrapada has got, not only it has got the religious potential because Jupiter rules it, but it has got that innate darkness which is attached with it because of the ruling god, which is the Aja Ekapada, one-footed god. And the spiritual potential, the sacrificing potential can also be attached with it. Like the way guys, these days in India, in the Prayagraj, this Mahakumbh festival which is happening, and I was like surprised, yesterday only I was seeing this notification over where Naga sadhus, they did their Pinddan. Like in a way they got initiated in the path of being a sannyasi, being a monk. And guys, if you will pay attention, the whole religious austerities, even that ceremony, the Pinddan in itself means it's a kind of a ritual in Hinduism which we do for our departed ancestor. So for you, if you have to become a sannyasi, you have to become a monk. So in a way, you are completely renouncing all of your ties, all of your identity of the previous life. So that is the kind of potential which can be attached, and somehow when we connect Rahu, or in general the energy of the Purvabhadrapada, that can be attached with it. Guys, look at it in this way, that Rahu and Ketu always moves in a retrograde motion. So that means the highest form of attainment, if that is attached with the Pisces, the whole journey of the soul and reaching till the level of the salvation, if that is the Pisces, Rahu is working downwards in a reverse motion. And the beauty of the Purvabhadrapada is that immediate after that, Rahu is going to be entering in its own territory, which is the Satbhisha Nakshatra, which is ruled by Rahu in itself. And like the way guys, like on and off, when I talk about even from the manifestation point of view as well, over there as well, I talk about that how much power can be attached if you are reverberating on the higher chakras. Like the way, for example, a lot of our wishes do not get fulfilled, and when people complain, oh my god, I'm sick and tired of making all the wishes, but it never happened to be true. I wanted to become an engineer, I ended up becoming a pilot. I wanted to get married to Kathleen, I got married to Maria. So why these things happen? Because look at it in this way, that all of those things which come out of the bottom two chakras, like this could be Mooladhara chakra, the Swadhisthana chakra, God even does not even care to listen to them, because not only whatever you are asking for is connected, and it is coming from those chakras which might be driven by fear, which might be driven by the Purv Sanskaras. A lot many times it happens that what we want right now, 5 years down the line, you will be giving your thanks to the God. Thank God you did not fulfill my that wish, because it would have been a complete chaos had my that wish got fulfilled at that year. So that means all those kind of wishes are connected with the bottom two chakras. But once you start reverberating on the higher chakras, you reach the Manipura chakra, you reach the Anahita chakra, Vishuddhi, Ajna and the Sahasrar. Over there, just from that feeling aspect, you can make things work out for you. You can actually manifest things, and that is the kind of power which we can attach with these kind of nakshatras like Uttar Bhadrapada, Pur Bhadrapada, they have got immense spiritual potential. And guys, talking about from the Pur Bhadrapada point of view, over there in the innate nature of the Pur Bhadrapada, there is a duality which is attached with it. It's like one of the symbol attached with the Pur Bhadrapada is a small kid with a two face or a twin kids. So that means, and we all know that how much masquerading and illusion causing or double faced Rahu could be. So that means as much as the entry of Rahu in the Pur Bhadrapada is going to be harmonious for very deep spiritual seekers, but it is actually going to be very harmonious for all the criminal minded people as well, like those people who are like very nocturnal, very criminal minded and all. So those empires, those kind of mafias are also going to be getting empowered with this entry of Rahu in the like Pur Bhadrapada nakshatra. And like the way, guys, when we talk about spirituality, so I was listening to this preaching, this satsang over there. He narrated this story. So what happened once in a village, there was this guy. He somehow got this thought that, okay, now I need to have a guru in my life. So he goes to he got to know about this guru who lives in the forest. He goes to him and he experienced that sort of peace, serenity, calmness, just being in the aura of that guru. And that is the first thing which will work for you if you want to authenticate a spiritual person. Even coming into the aura of that person is going to relax you. So what happens? So he just asked him about some knowledge and all, and later on then the guru says that, okay, now my grace will always be onto you. Whenever you will be in the crisis or in trouble times, just remember me and I will ensure to come to your aid. And now that guy is like very happy, contented. While going back to his home, there used to be a river in between. So he just got into a boat and suddenly something happened and the boat capsized. When he was getting drowned in the water, he start calling all the names of the gods. Oh Lord Krishna, oh Lord Rama, oh Shiva, help me, help me. No one listens to him. But suddenly he realized when he was like, about to lose his consciousness that, I just had a guru and he promised me that he's gonna come to my aid. Then he start calling the name of the guru and suddenly he sees the shadow of a person who starts pulling him out of the water. But the same person was taking the name of the Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. So then he says, why I'm taking the name of him? I shall also be taking the name of Krishna, Krishna. And the minute he started doing that, the hand starts losing grip and he drowned and he died. Then he goes to the Vaikunt Loka and then he I'm very unhappy. I want the answer. So then he meets one of the angel. And then he asked that, okay, why I was taking the God's name, why I drowned? He says, no, you have to listen to this. Do you notice this pattern that when you were taking the name of the guru and you were help came to you, just because your bandwidth is only till that level. For God to listen, that guru had the bandwidth to reach to the God. So you were trying to make the whole connection get into disruption. So just because you can only pray and reach till where you have got your range. So yeah, that was the story which I wanted to say, because when we talk about the Pur Bhadrapada, guys, there is a lot of potential which can be attached with it. But again, at the same time, there is a lot of the duality, there is a lot of the darkness which is also attached with it. And when it comes down to Rahu, I can assure you that within Pur Bhadrapada boundaries, once it is going to be in the Aquarius, because in the Pisces region from 0 to 3 degree 20 minutes, it is the Cancer Navamsa as well. So yes, for people with criminal minded intent and all, it is going to be a very solidifying time for them. People who are spiritual seekers, this is going to be a time of elevation. People generally take vows in this kind of time period and all. People who have got any of the restlessness, anxiety, mental health related issue, and right now you're also in any of the combination, like you're running a dasha like Moon Rahu, Saturn Moon, which is already making your emotions, your feelings your decision making very vulnerable. So those people might have a hard time. See, again guys, I always say any of these kind of transits becomes more important if that is right now in the governing position as well. So with this transition, if you're also in the Rahu Mahadasha and within a combination like Rahu Moon, Rahu Saturn, then this could be a time of vulnerability for you. So yes guys, if you get any of the Nigerian prince call, any of the scam call, be cautious, be careful. I already mentioned this thing. Only the dark forces are gonna be getting more empowered. And look at this way guys, immediate after this, like even when we talk about the connected stars in the region and the cluster of the Pur Bhadrapada, they're like just 2 stars. Once you reach the Sadbisha, they're like it constitutes of the 100 stars. In Sadbisha, Rahu illuminates, but in the Pur Bhadrapada, it's the duality which you have to deal with. Like the way guys, like there have been like those kind of, we all have to deal with that inner chattering, inner monologue deep within. I need to have that, coffee or that sweet and dessert. No, my sugar is not annoying me. I shall not do that. So the inner monologue is going to be very loud during this time. Deep inside, while taking any decision, you have to handle and deal with the moral compass as well, because deep inside, demon and the angel, they both are going to be fighting within you. Again, all of that becomes more important if Rahu is going to be in the governing position right now in your life. Otherwise, if you are not in Rahu Dasha, you're not in Rahu Antardasha, then it's not gonna be making you that much in the control of the planets. That's all what I wanted to say. Now guys, when we talk about based on your Lagan and something, so you can watch it both from your ascendant and the moon sign. And again, I want to be very clear, the effect is going to be much more stronger if you are in the governing position or Rahu is active in the Dasha as well, then the impact is going to be much more stronger. But when it comes down to Rahu, Ketu, Saturn, you have to study it both from the ascendant and the moon sign. Now guys, I will be focusing right now more on towards the Pisces, the Cancer and the Mamsa side of the Rahu, and once Rahu will enter in the Aquarius, then we are going to have a separate discussion on that as well. So let's say for example guys, if you are Aries Lagna, now Rahu is going to be there in your 12th house, but now Rahu is going to be in the nakshatra of your 9th and the 12th lord. So that means in terms of the spiritual potential, this is going to be opening up many doors for you. So for the spiritual elevation and heightened conscious awareness, this is going to be very blessed time for you. And again guys, you have to be slightly cautious, careful. Dark forces, dark entities and dark things are going to be very tempting during this time. Now for all the Taurus natives, so guys, in your case it is going to be taking place in your 11th house. So all those things like object of desire and the temptations are going to be very high, very strong, but there is a possibility that through tact, through diplomacy, you will be able to fulfill all of your desires. Again guys, especially if those desires which are very materialistic, if you have that desire of plotting something against someone just in order to win your desired things and all, so Rahu is gonna empower you. So again guys, it all comes down to individual, what your intent is, what level you are reverberating right now, in which chakra you are right now in. Is your life, your intentions are driven more by fear, by bondage, by lust, greed, desire, or you reverberate more on the level of the love? So a lot is dependent on that. For the Gemini natives, so guys, in your case it is going to be impacting and happening in your 10th house, and now it is going to be just because Jupiter in your case has got a rulership over your the energy of the 7th house as well. So yes guys, if I were to say during this time, through tact, diplomacy, Rahu could open some new opportunities, career related opportunities, commercial gain. You will be smart enough to decimate any of the opposition and be victorious in any of the office politics kind of situation and all, and having that upper edge, upper hand in any diplomatic situation. And especially guys, all those people who are like working as a diplomat, as an ambassador, international relations, those people can get benefited. Now for all the Cancer natives, so guys, in your case, Rahu is going to be transitioning in the in your ninth house, in the Purvabhadrapada nakshatra. And just because guys, the ruler of the Purvabhadrapada is the planet Jupiter, which in your case is your sixth lord as well. So yes guys, during this time, devotion to any of the ferocious god, like especially goddess Kali, Lord Shiva, and Lord Kal Bhairava. So devotion to these kind of very ferocious kind of gods will actually give you the path, will give you the clarity. Along with that, guys, for any of those competitive kind of situation and all, and carving your own luck in any of the competitive, fierce competitive kind of situation, planets and stars are going to be helping you. For the Leo natives, so guys, in your case, it is going to be taking place in your 8th house. So again guys, if Rahu is also active right now in your dasha, this is going to be very illusion causing time. Dark forces are going to be high, and again it all comes down to which level you are right now in, because temptation towards the dark things, this could be sex, this could be gambling, this could be taking shortcuts to get things done and all. So those vices are going to be are gonna be overpowering during this time. So you have to follow caution and care, and take any decision with discriminatory intelligence, that whatever you are doing, everything has got a price to pay. There are consequences for the wrong things and all. So be very mindful of that. For the Virgo natives, so guys, in your case, Rahu is going to be transitioning in your 7th house. So guys, in your case, Jupiter is fourth lord as well, within the 7th house as well. So it's happening within the jurisdiction boundaries of the planet Jupiter only. So yes guys, during this time, Rahu is going to be making you smart enough, many opportunities, and especially for those people who are very much driven towards the materialistic lifestyle and all, those people can get benefited. For the Libra natives, so guys, in your case, this transition is going to be taking place in your 6th house. Jupiter in your case is the 3rd lord as well. So during this time guys, you are going to be very forceful. You have this capacity to decimate and get rid of any of the competition because of the usage of the tact, diplomacy. Duality of the Rahu is going to be at its peak. You know how to maneuver yourself as per the need of the hour, as per what is in your advantage. So I'm not seeing you guys becoming a victim of politics and something, rather you have that say to call the shots, to have a upper edge and perceive or foresee any of the move of the rivals and all. For the Scorpions, so guys, you already have a lot of the darkness, and your ascendant lord is already transitioning in your 8th house, being in the Gemini for a while, and now Rahu is going to be now transitioning in the Purvabhadrapada nakshatra in your 5th house. So yes guys, Rahu is going to be dancing over your head in terms of your thoughts. So pay attention to the kind of thoughts which are coming to you. Are you being lately, once Rahu is gonna enter in the Purvabhadrapada, are you being acting with a lot of greed in the matters of the stock market, trading, even in the matters of love, romance? It's like opting for those kind of medium just to get things. Like this could be, you have to plot, you have to lie, you have to do those things. So just be very mindful of your actions and own up to your actions, because there is a cost to pay. That's all what I can say. For the Sagittarius natives, so guys, in your case, it is going to be, the transition is going to be taking place in your 4th house. So yes guys, we know this thing that deep inside there is going to be inner drive and motivation to achieve things, accomplish things, and a lot many people are going to be opting for shortcuts, tact, diplomacy to get the work done. For the Capricorn natives, guys, in your case, Rahu is going to be transitioning in your Rahu is going to be transitioning in your 3rd house, in the Purvabhadrapada nakshatra. Now guys, we know this thing that in your case, Jupiter has got a rulership over your 12th house and your 3rd house. So during this time, I would say this thing that intuitive faculties will actually guide you a lot, and especially for those people who are like in a very strong strategy building kind of role. Those people can get benefited. Like intuitive faculties are going to be helping you, and you know how to maneuver yourself, how to make your moves in a very calculative way. So that's how it is going to be working out. And yes, especially people who are like in any of the very hardcore strategy making, like especially you're working as a, see, Rahu works on a very higher plane. You are in that capacity where you design the draft for big companies. You are a diplomat, ambassador in international relations. So if you are playing that big games and all, those people are gonna get benefited. For the Aquarians, so guys, in your case it is going to be taking place in your second house. It's going to be very beneficial time for you guys, because in your case Jupiter is a very important planet for you. Aquarians, see, again, that's the reason I do not pay attention to which planet is friendly, which planet is not friendly. Again, on a material plane, Jupiter holds this capacity to actually give you everything, like money, wealth, opportunities, everything. So now Rahu, which is again a very important planet for you, and it is already heading towards coming to its own sign, Sadbisha Nakshatra as well, like right over there in your first house. So I mean to say, before Rahu enter over here, it will actually make you take some important decision, get into some important alliances, sign up important deal and all. So I would say, especially for the Aquarians, this is going to be time for laying foundation towards some big opportunities and all. Whatever Rahu is gonna be, what Rahu has planned for you, once it will enter in the Aquarius, so it is going to be a initial level of formalities which Rahu will be indulging in. But yes, it's a good transit for you. And guys, for the Pisces natives, so guys, in your case, like it is going to be taking place right over there in your first house. And just because immediate after this, Rahu is going to be transitioning in 12th from you. So I would say this thing, that during this time, if any of your interests are aligned with like this could be highest of the spiritual attainment, something to do with the foreign land, new experiences, so be open towards that. But yes, the energy and the force of the Rahu is going to be creating a lot of illusion and temptation, so you have to be very mindful of that. So yes guys, this is something which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs. For further more updates and notification on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on my Instagram account. Dhanyavad.